there. Again, you have your host today, Dr. Sakumari Jemo. Thank you for watching Live Talk with Joda Priest. And we are bringing forth an amazing guest today. We have Mr. Thomas Herman. He is a managing director of CRO, the Roundtable in Chicago. And he's one of the great person you want to meet, you want to talk to. Are you struggling with your finances? Are you struggling with your revenue? Are you looking to put in place a strategy that will keep your business boosting? We all know if your revenue is shaking, you want to talk to somebody. You know, you need a second pair of eyes in your business to make sure that your revenue is growing the right way. So we're bringing forth Mr. Thomas Herman. Hi, sir. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm very glad to be here.
Fantastic. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Today here, we're going to be talking about the revenue, talking about you, your company. We want our audience to know who we're going to be talking today. Who is Thomas Herman? Can you share a little bit about you, sir?
Well, I can. This is one of those hard things because we're all, nobody likes to blow their own horn, but in the world of business, sometimes you have to share.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we'll try to do at this point. I have been in the revenue generation business portion of the business world for over 40 years. So I personally have been an individual contributor who carried a quota and tried to hit targets. I've owned my own small business where you are, again, you can run a business effectively, but if you don't have revenue, you don't have those customers, it can come to an end very quickly. So played both of those roles. I've played leadership roles at large companies, worldwide companies, and so part of that is in 40 years you learn. Sometimes you learn by making mistakes. Sometimes you learn by doing it correctly, but you learn. So with that 40 some years in leadership and contribution, my colleague and I have created the Chief Revenue Officer Roundtable, focused on the small to mid-sized business. And that is a large range. I get that because definitions of what's small, definitions of what's large, and mid-size, they vary. But that's our focus, and the reason we do that is the large companies often have their own training departments, their own strategy departments, that sort of thing. But we have found that small to mid-sized businesses, while they have a really great product or service, and while they have a really great approach to their, how they're building and how they're bringing it out, their intelligence, their smarts are very often focused on the specific skill set, the product they manufacture, the service that they deliver, and perhaps less so on the strategy for how do you grow the business? How do you keep new customers coming in? How do you retain the old customers? So we created the CRO Executive Roundtable to help the revenue leader at a small to mid-sized business understand more about how they strategically can approach the market, how they might execute in the market. And they often will do this through their employees, which is, everybody in the company really needs to be a part of that. And so that's our focus, is to help them understand things about revenue generation that will put them in a more powerful position to maybe lead a market or to hold their share in the market, and for trying to hold their price point and the established value of what they bring. Because if you're not growing by revenue, if you're not, expanding, all the cost cutting and savings and smart things you do inside the business eventually come to naught. So that's a quick synopsis for me. I've done this in multiple languages, even though I am an English speaker. Sometimes I've done it through interpreters. Sometimes I've done it even in Australia and South Africa or even in England, why we all think we say the same thing in the English language doesn't always mean the same thing. So we learn to work through that and get a message effectively done. That's a
Fantastic.
quick synopsis.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm sure the business owners that are listening right now, they are listening to you, they are hearing what you're saying. You just dropped everything that they needed to hear right there.
That would be great if that's the case. Yeah.
And I always say, when we meet somebody like yourself, Thomas, you've been in business for 40 years. Wow, that's a long time. During those 40 years, there are times where you made mistakes. There are times where you fell down. There are times where your strategies did not work. There are times where you needed to get another person to lend you his hand or her hand so that you can figure out things.
Sure.
So having somebody like you, it is a wealth. It is a library. So I always say, instead of me waiting to go and get to those 40 years, why not talk to somebody like Thomas? That way I can pick your brain and you can answer my questions. You can spare me 10 years, 20 years of going down the drain than listening to you, right?
Well, that's right. In fact, if I would sum up all of that into something short and sweet,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I've learned, because you're right, I've lost deals, I've made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
The most important word I can use in revenue generation and in the sales process is the word you,
You.
because I learned sometimes the hard way
Mm-hmm.
that the customer doesn't care about how successful I am. Customer
Absolutely.
does
Mm-hmm.
not care about how great my product is. Customer does not care about any of that. They only care about what's in it for them. How do they benefit from what
Mm-hmm.
I offer?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is in my product, why is my product better than the other one? And better can be dangerously talking about how great you are, how
Mm-hmm.
great your product is. But what resonate with the customer, you have to talk about how it fits their need, how it solves their problem. Everything is about the customer, not about me, not about my product. Because if they have to filter that, if they have to interpret that, I may not be the one they select, which means I didn't communicate well.
Mm-hmm.
So when I boil that down, again, it's about the customer, it's about you, not about me.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea because I think every business that is growing out there, it's when they put the focus on the customer. Because I
Absolutely.
am in the business because I believe that there is someone out there who needs what I have. But I'm not the only one. Like right now, I'm a consultant. Joda Priest, IMBS, we are consultants. We're working with small and mid-sized companies that are looking to grow their business. And with the idea that we have of the platform with the magazine, we are helping businesses to improve their level of visibility. And by the way, I want to welcome you because I know that you just joined recently Joda Press magazine platform, and
Yeah,
we are so excited to have you in the platform. So what I want to say is that as a business owner, we wear a lot of hats. There are a lot of hats that we wear, especially if you don't have a team. And even if you have a team, you still have to wear a lot of hats. You need to make sure that you are the lead of your company. You need to make sure that the customer who's out there, he's getting the message that you're sending, the prices that you're setting, the product that you're providing. Are you satisfying that customer? And on top of that, you need to make sure that your revenue is where it is so that you are able to pay your employees, to pay your bills, to there's just so much that as a business owner you need to kind of juggle so that your business is in place and your business is growing. So Mr. Herman, would you tell us somebody if you see um, an entrepreneur who's out there, a business owner who's out there, who's struggling right now, they're saying probably, I don't have a lot of money to hire a consultant right now. I don't have a lot of money to hire somebody like Mr. Herman. What is the encouragement you can give to that person to come forth and hire you?
So first of all, congratulations to anybody who's out there as an entrepreneur starting a business or is on that path, because I know it's very difficult. And you're right.
Mhm.
They wear a lot of different hats, right? Sometimes they're packing and shipping and delivering.
Mhm.
Sometimes they're trying to plan strategically. Sometimes they're doing this or that. I mean, it can feel like 24/7.
Mhm.
And the advice, if they can't become a member of a roundtable where we exchange the ideas that each of the individuals might have, the best thing you can do for yourself is take a little time, right? Cut it out of your schedule and just think about the customer, because there are two questions the customer will always ask you, and it's called, why should I buy from you? Right.
Mhm.
So the why should I buy from you again is not about how great you are, how neat your product is, because the competition says that as
Mhm.
well. So the question is, what's unique about your business
Mhm.
that nobody else really can offer? All right, that's a hard question, because a lot of leaders, a lot of entrepreneurs think they know the answer, and they might, but you
Mhm.
have to say it in the customer's language, in the
Mhm.
customer's thought process to
Yes.
help them understand that. Now, the second thing then is, what will they lose if they don't do business with you?
Mhm.
I mean, that's really critical. And if you can't answer that question, then they can go the other way. So take time. Why are you unique? And what do they not get if they don't choose business with you? Those are the two things that I would tell any entrepreneur.
I
And I wish
like
them
that.
all the luck in the world.
I like that very much. I like that very much. And being in business for quite some time, we may think we know what we're doing. We may think we have answers because probably the business is growing, but not at the pace we want it to grow, because we always elevate the bar so that you can grow higher than you can imagine. And I believe that even though we may say, okay, these are the tips that you can have to grow your business if you are not able to hire a consultant. What I like with the idea of a CRO, it's not just a one-on-one with Mr. Herman. It's
Right.
a round table. That means you have other businesses that will be talking to you. You're gonna have also other CEOs, other leadership in business who are dealing with the revenue, who will be there around the table talking with you, giving you some strategies. So I will really encourage anybody, because I believe that you can talk with Mr. Herman, and probably at the beginning he can hear you, give you some tips. But if you are part of the team, like the team that they have, the CRO, you will benefit more than just doing things on your own. Can you emphasize on somebody who understand that they want to be part of your membership? Probably the first time they want just to come and see what is happening with the membership. Do you have something that you can tell them on that?
Well, I just wanted to start out by saying you're absolutely right. Right. I think I'm really smart, but I don't know the answer to everything. I mean, I just don't. Right.
Absolutely.
Nobody does. So
Mhm.
that is part of the beauty of the membership, is that we share ideas. Right. Somebody that's in manufacturing might do it this way. Somebody in distribution might do it this way. And they can talk to each other. And it doesn't have to be a big idea. It just has to be a small tweak sometimes,
Mhm.
sometimes a big idea. But it can help you grow, drive your business in a new direction that you just hadn't thought of, because you don't take that time to step back
Mhm.
and just think about it and exchange ideas.
Mhm.
Right. So again, nobody's smarter than all of us together. And that's the
Absolutely.
beauty of something like the Roundtable and its membership. And if somebody is interested, I would encourage them to reach out to us. We can talk about how you can become a member and how that works and flows. We'd love to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So would you go ahead and share your information? If we have somebody listening right now is like, okay, how can I reach Mr. Herman? How can I talk to Thomas today?
Right. So you can reach me directly by email at THERMAN at CRORoundTable.com. Right. That's an email. That would be the quickest. If you're just a little shy and say, well, let me go look, go to my website, www.croroundtable.com. A lot of information out there. Or you could look us, the Roundtable, or myself up on LinkedIn. You'll find us there. You'll see some of the things that we're posting about. Right now, we are, our topic for the month of August is, excuse me, recession, inflation, and turbulent times. What are the impacts? How do we approach that? So, I mean, it's hot on everybody's thought process today. So, yeah, that would be the easiest way to reach out, email or the website.
Fantastic. And we're gonna have that information displayed also on the screen, and also the video once in YouTube. You can get also the information in the description. And you just gave some information on your upcoming events. Can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming event? How is it going to be presented? Is it going to be online? When is it going to be? If you can give us some information, maybe somebody would like to come and attend.
Sure. So we have two roundtable groups that are running. One is the second Thursday morning of each month, and the other one is the second Friday morning of each month. So in terms of, I'll speak it in Central Standard Time. We started one at 8, the other one starts at 8:30 a.m., and we will run for about 2 to 3 hours. And the format is really what we're looking at right now. You and I are exchanging. I will bring, the primary topic and some of the core issues, and then it will become a back and forth, a give and take between the various members to address that particular thing. One thing I will say is that we always ask our members what they want to talk about. What's the concern? What's the worry? What's the opportunity? So sometimes we will allow the member to take the lead and say, this is the topic, this is my challenge. What do you think? And then we will do feedback on that. So everything we do is about revenue. Now that might be reaching your prospects and customers. Revenue, it might be, do you have people selling for you? And how does that approach? It might deal with incentive programs. It might deal with customer retention, anything that's related to growing the revenue stream or holding and maintaining the revenue stream. That's what we'll cover. Now, right now, there are customers out there or members out there that are like, I just need to survive, right? I mean, if I can hold where I'm at to get through this temporary, and they all are temporary, right? We've been through these same things in the years in the past. How do I get through that? Others are saying, this is an opportunity. How do I leverage the opportunity? So those are, our topics are always around revenue growth, revenue retention.
Fantastic. All right. And I have a question on that. Is the meeting open only to members, or new people can come to the event?
The meetings are members only.
Okay.
If someone is interested, right, we will invite them to one session to get a feel for it, understand how we operate,
Okay.
and if it's a fit for them.
Okay. Perfect. I wanted to put that out there. That way, if somebody is interested, they need to know if they can attend the meeting and how does that work. All
Right,
right,
and
that is
we'd be very happy,
mhm.
to invite them to a session, and get a feel for that.
Okay, fantastic. Now, where are you seeing yourself heading? You've been in business for over 40 years. You've been successful with CRO for over 10 years. Where are you seeing yourself heading right now?
Well, if you'll allow me, right,
Hmm.
in the Bible, there
Hmm.
is nothing about retirement. It's not spoken of. So, Carl and I have no intention of retiring. Would like to see an expansion into multiple roundtables, and in time, it doesn't matter to us where we go.
Hmm.
We're happy. I mean, I'd even get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a roundtable for India or some other place. We've got the flexibility to do that, and
Hmm.
we are anxious to help small to mid-sized businesses.
Fantastic. Coup de chapeau on that. I'm glad that you want to stick around and see how the business is expanding, and the motive is to help businesses. And I'm glad that you are open to work with businesses around the world. So with the time difference, so you have to wake up at 3 a.m. because in India, that's where that's around, I think it's around 2 p.m. over there, and
Yeah,
it's 3 a.m. over here. So it is really tough to work with the international market, but I'm glad that you are accommodating that.
yeah, we would love to do that. And,
Mm,
the time of day doesn't matter to us. We can work those things out.
fantastic, fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. This was a great discussion. Um, I
Been
don't
my
know if
pleasure. I've enjoyed it.
fantastic. I don't know if you have one last word that you can share with our audience.
My last word, I'm going to go back to what I said. The most important word you can use is the word you, meaning the prospect. If
Mhm.
you're talking to the prospect about what they get, what they benefit, what's important to them, you got a much better chance of succeeding.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That is very valuable. And I'm sure anybody who's out there, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, we believe that we're growing by listening and doing. Because if you keep on listening without doing, nothing will happen.
That's right. Very
and
true.
and when you're doing it and you feel like you're making a lot of mistakes and you're like, oh, I don't think this is working, please don't quit. I always say with Dr. Marie, there is no quitting. You are not quitting. Why? Because if you cannot do it on your own, God has put people around you who can help. All you have to do is just to reach out. Reach out to Dr. Tom, to Mr. Herman. He is going to help. You can reach out to us. We have the magazine platform where we are elevating people's visibility, and we can promote your business. We can talk to others about you. We can introduce you. If you want to reach out to Mr. Herman and you're not able to talk to him or you don't have the number, you can reach out to me and I know how I can get hold of him and I can introduce you to him. So thank you for everybody who took the time to listen to this video, to watch this conversation. Please share. We want to make the world a better place. We want to make businesses more um, with to get them to a place where they have more revenues. So we want the conversation to keep going. We will bring sometimes again Mr. Herman on the platform. With time that is flowing, we're going to see
Yeah.
how we can bring him back again. And if you have questions, please feel free to send it to us. The email is dmarie@jodapriest.com. Thank you for watching today. You have a great day. Bye now. Thank you.